The Clever TV Eclipse chapter recaps continue right now. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to the show. I'm your host, Dana Ward, and today we're reviewing Chapter 9, and that is called Target. The sleepover party at the Cullens is officially over as Alice drops Bella back at home, and right away, Charlie tells her that Jacob called, saying he's so sorry and he didn't mean what he said. She's definitely not too happy about it and chooses to not return the call. Laundry calls her name, but I think returning Jake's call would have been a better choice, don't you think? Bella notices that her room is sort of clean and her pillow is missing. Weird. Then she realizes that a bunch of her clothes are missing. Also, they're nowhere to be found. They're not in the hamper, the wash, the dryer, or anywhere. Suddenly, Edward is at the door. In a split second, he rushes through the entire home, returning in a flash, saying that someone has been there, a vampire. And he's not talking about a Cullen. Obviously, Charlie hasn't been attacked or anything, so the vampire was looking for Bella specifically. Edward thinks it might be one of the Volturi. Uh-oh. So Emmett and Jasper head over to Charlie's house in order to check out the territory, but Edward steals away Bella in order to talk with Alice. Now, fingers crossed she's seen something and can give some answers. But unfortunately, Alice hadn't seen anything or anyone, but she doesn't seem to think that it was the Volturi. Edward tries to calm himself down as the Cullens all discuss who it could have been. Emmett and Jasper return. They lost the trail, and Carlisle doesn't even recognize the scent on the evidence they bring back. Rosalie suddenly brings up that maybe it's not an enemy, but maybe it's just a vampire who's curious about why the smell of other vampires are all over Bella. I mean, the vampire didn't hurt Charlie or Bella, but Alice doesn't agree, saying that the visitor didn't do anything because if anyone were in danger, that visitor knows that Alice would have seen it in her visions. And in the end, the Cullen brainstorm session has no conclusion. Edward drives Bella home, telling her that she will never be left alone from here on out. When he's away just for a second, searching the home or something, Charlie reminds Bella that Jacob called. The night passes, Bella sleeps well, with Edward keeping the whole family safe, and she chooses to call Jacob in the AM, even with Edward right there. Anyone else think that this is just a little bit awkward? Jacob is so excited to hear Bella's voice, quickly apologizing over and over. She forgives him and shortly after puts him on the phone with Edward. He wants to discuss the visitor and see if the werewolves have come across anything out of the ordinary. We only get to hear one side of the phone convo, but from what we can make out, Edward talks a little bit about renegotiating the territory lines, and then Edward says that he's planning to go alone and leave Bella with the others. When Bella gets back on the line, Jacob says that she and Charlie are safer on the reservation, especially when Edward isn't there. The chapter wraps up with Bella telling Jacob to be careful, as Jake says he's heading over there to get the scent of the visitor. So today's question is, how do you think the territory lines should be redrawn in order to catch this visitor? And how is it possible for the vampires and werewolves to change this ancient law? Leave your response below, and remember to check back every Saturday for the next Eclipse chapter recap. I'm Dana Ward at our Beverly Hills studio. Thank you for making Clever TV your Twilight Saga hookup. See you next time.